What's up, guys? It's your boy Chad Spot, and a lot of people were confused about my last tier list, so let's do an updated tier list in Ultimate Tower Defense. Here we go. All right, so some differences for this one is we now have three separate parts of the S tier. We have S tier, so for everything. We have S tier for infinite mode, and then we have S tier for classic and gold farming. All right, so these, so let's get it started. So first up, guys, we have, all right, one of the worst divines in my opinion. We have Ada or A2. I don't personally think she's good for much. I'm gonna give her A tier, guys. She's not like OP meta in anything. All right, next up, guys, we have, I think it's R, I forget. She's basically a 0-2 reskin. I'm gonna put her in D tier. Please do not use her. All right, not worth your time. All right, next up, guys, we have Netero. All right, Netero again is another unit. He's more like Eda. Like, they're damaging units. They're decent enough, but I don't really recommend them. You might as well just save your gems on other divines. All right, next up, guys, we have the Armored Titan. One of the worst godlies, but I'd still rather have Armored Titan over this guy right here. Beast Titan, guys, definitely a slight. I'd probably say like slightly above Armored Titan. Dio is only meta for infinite mode. So if you're not doing like leaderboard runs, don't bring him. Or if you're not trying to get like a max gold run, don't bring him. All right, Shenron. Honestly, I could see Shenron being used in both. All right, maybe if you're grinding gold with a group, you could maybe use Shenron. All right, Divine Jotaro is meta for only infinite mode. All right, Frieza, guys, honestly, he's like the only unit gonna put in F tier. So we're just gonna add another tier, guys, because oh my gosh, this is the only unit that actually hurts you. He makes the enemies go faster. Are you freaking kidding me? Why would you ever want the enemies to go faster in this game? I have no idea. So F tier for you. Goku Rose is like decent. I would say he's worse. I would rather have Luffy, so I'll put Luffy here up in honestly, I'd probably put Luffy in A tier. He's actually half decent, actually maybe B tier. All right, next up we have Guts. Now Guts does have bleeding, which is a decent enough passive, but I don't really recommend him. I'd probably say he's in B tier with these guys. All right, Diavolo. Diavolo is he's okay. I'm gonna put Diavolo in C tier. He's not the worst godly, but don't recommend him. All right, this guy right here, what he does is he's actually a slowing unit. All right, so I don't really recommend him for story mode, but for infinite mode, definitely bring him. Definitely a very good unit. All right, the Path, he is okay as a starter unit, but his SPA is just so slow. He's kind of hard to use. But you know what? He's not the worst thing in the world. I just personally would never summon for him. All right, next up we have this guy as well. Not the worst godly, but don't summon for him. Polnareff, again, same thing, guys. Just don't summon for him. All right, Red Drago. Apparently he's bugged right now, so we're gonna give him, personally, I don't really think he's that good. I'm gonna give him A tier. Maybe he's more for battle mode, I'd say. So I put him in A tier, guys. He's good at battle mode or something like that. I don't really personally recommend him, but you can go for him. All right, this guy actually had a chance to try him out lately. He's actually pretty good. All right, he is a little bit more expensive to place than Luffy, but if you can place him, he does a ton of damage. Andro is kind of mid, guys. C tier for me. Blackbeard, guys, is in my opinion the best divine unit in the game. All right, if you don't have Blackbeard, I don't know what you're doing. All right, he has a slow effect, and he's also doing like almost as much damage as Whis as well. So Whis, guys, is personally a tier unit for me. Maybe S tier. He's good for gold farming, I guess. All right, but if you could, go for Blackbeard always over Whis. All right, Gold Shenron, I'm gonna drop him in the A tier. I just don't really think, actually probably the B tier. I don't really think he's that good. What he does is he boosts the range of all the enemies. It's just not that great. All right, next up, guys, we have Naruto. So Naruto is an okay unit. He's just not really meta for anything. If you want to gold farm with him, you probably could, but I don't necessarily think he's meta for gold farming. All right, Rengoku as well, guys, kind of a mid. All right, he's decent enough. So if you get one by accident, that's good, but I would never spend my gems on any of those. All right, Todoroki is a very, very good unit, guys. I would say he's meta for both. All right, you really want to get Todoroki. I'd probably say he's up there with Blackbeard. So I would personally go with Blackbeard first and then Todoroki maybe as my second. All right, and Yaba is honestly, she's okay for both. I'm going to put her in S tier for both. She's basically Toga, if you guys remember what Toga does, but instead she's a random chance. So the lower the enemy HP it is, she basically has a random chance to insta-kill. So it's pretty sweet. So good unit. All right, Balma, again, honestly, guys, money unit isn't that great, but it's decent for gold farming, I'd say. So I put Balma in S tier for gold farming. Blue Drago is really, really good. I don't necessarily think you need it for classic gold farming, but it's not bad. But it's not good for solo. So, but it's really, 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 really OP for infinite mode, guys. So I'm gonna probably put it more here. All right, you could use it for classic gold farming, but it's mainly for infinite. Next up, guys, we have Crimson Doflamingo, which is a very, very good unit. Definitely highly recommended. He's basically just guts, but better. So I don't think you should ever really get guts. Just get Crimson Doflamingo. I'm gonna give him S tier for both. He's a good unit. All right, Irwin, he's kind of mid, guys. I'm gonna give him probably like a B tier. I'd probably say, yeah, he's probably better than some of these guys, but I'd probably rather have Luffy over him personally. He's like actually maybe an A tier. He's more of like an end game unit. So like if you're in story mode and you accidentally have him, he'll do a lot of damage to clear higher waves, but I don't recommend ever spending gems on him though. All right, next up, guys, we have Jotaro. I believe Jotaro, you can just use him and at the same time. I don't really think it matters that much. So I'll put him in S tier for infinite. Don't use him for story mode though, please. Gojo really sucks, guys. I'm gonna honestly give Gojo C tier. Go with Luffy. He's just a better version of Gojo, basically. Yeah, Gojo kind of got disrespected, not gonna lie. Light, he's not actually good for infinite mode. He's kind of just mid in general. Personally, I don't even know if I would use him for classic gold farming. I'm gonna put him in A tier. He's definitely better than the godlies, I'd say, but just not that great in general. All right, Madara is another good unit. I'd say the divines, you might as well go for them over it, but Madara does a ton of damage, so decent for clearing later waves. We used to use her for infinite mode leaderboards way back in the day. Next up, guys, we have Muzan. Now Muzan is a good unit, I'd say, maybe B tier. He's more of a later wave unit though, so if you want to beat the later waves, definitely go with him. Naruto buffs range. Now personally, guys, I don't think anybody really needs his like tiny wimpy range buff, so I'm just gonna put him in the F tier, guys. I don't really recommend ever spending on it any like gold or gems on him. He's pretty bad. All right, but he doesn't technically actively hurt you per se. He just kind of wastes the slot, so he's definitely better than Frieza still. Sasuke, again, guys, is kind of mid. Don't really recommend Sasuke. The problem with Sasuke is he's just not that great, man. He's just like a mid unit. Like, you might as well just go with Luffy instead. So he's all right. He's not going to hurt you, but I don't think I would ever spend gold on him. Thanos is a pretty good guy. He's actually, I would probably say he's okay for both if you really, really wanted to. So I'm going to put him in S+. What he does is you instantly win the last 3 waves. It's pretty OP. So if you can't be like the last wave of classic mode, just get him. You instantly win the last 5 waves of classic mode. It's pretty busted. Colossal Titan is a decent unit. I'd probably say he's up there with a lot of these divines. So I definitely recommend him. You can like spam his ability as well, I think, still, compared to Whitebeard. So he's basically like a budget Whitebeard. Now, this one might get me some hate. I know a lot of people are SIMPs for Whitebeard, but unfortunately, guys, you do not use him in leaderboards. All right, so because you don't use him in leaderboards, I have to put him in meta only for classic and gold farming. All right, no leaderboard team needs him. All right, he's not part of the leaderboard strategy. So stop saying he's OP. He's good. All right, I won't lie, but he's only good if you want to do classic gold farming, not for leaderboards. All right, hope you guys enjoy it. And also, he's good for battle mode as well, I think. So that's that. So battle mode and classic for him.